Good evening, everyone. These are, I'm gonna get a Kit Kat. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Diego. I am Italian, even though I look like a virgin. I'm from the south of Italy, but you can clearly see that I'm not the typical sexy Mediterranean guy. For starters, I'm basically blind. I'm so blind I cannot even look forward to things. I got my eyesight from my mother. I always remember her favorite sentence. I may be blind as a mole, but I can clearly see there are reason for me to be proud of you. I mean, there is a bright side of being so blind, is that I have an excuse to not have found a G-spot yet. Another difficulty I had while growing up was that my parents divorced when I was young. I was actually so young when my parents divorced, and I was convinced my mother's name was that bitch. And you know, when you have your parents divorced in Italy, it's different when you're abroad. Because all of the people come up to me and say, your parents are divorced? But like, mafia and religion are the two bases of Italy. And I gotta tell you, that's not true. That's a bad stereotype. We're not that religious anymore. And but I gotta give it to my parents. Despite the divorce, they were both always present. Both my mother, Michela, and my father. Fuck, what was his name? Anyway, then my father remarried, and I ended up with a stepmother. Man was allied by the internet. Okay, nobody jerks off in this room, apparently. I moved to Amsterdam in February, and you know, of all of the population have been apologizing for their past mistakes. Like German people have been apologizing for the Holocaust. American people have been apologizing for slavery. As an Italian, I feel like Dutch people should apologize for food. I'm sorry, who are the Dutch guys? I forgot. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, but you turn on the stove, I don't know, do something. Boil some water. Okay, so I'm gonna start it. Because when I arrived to Amsterdam, for the first time I was looking for a good pizza, and my Dutch colleague suggested me to go to Pizza Bakkers. And quick advice, if you suggest to go to Pizza Bakkers to an Italian, it's like a friend asking you advice on a perfume, and you go like, have you tried shitting your pants? Same energy. But yeah, my first reaction when I arrived to the Netherlands was the same of a teenager that doesn't wash his dick. I wasn't expecting this much cheese. Uncircumcised joke, I'm sorry. But yeah, one of the reasons I was happy to move here is because I would have a lot more privacy. And you know, I'm a horny person. You know, you're too much of a horny person when you think that baby showers have something to do with pissing. And so I wanted to try one of those sex toys for men, right? I got, one of those flashlights. I'm not the biggest expert in flashlights. I just wanted a Glock 2002 model 2021 because it's 2023 itches a bit. And so I went to the sexy shop, but I know my limits. That's why I went to the kids section. And with the usual thing you can find at the kids section of a sex shop, like a provocative shirt that says, I would accept candy from you. And so I bought my sex toy, and I rushed back home because I really was excited to use it. And but the sex toy had a headache, so I ended up talking about its work. I also bought a sex doll once, and but she wanted me to meet her parents before sex. It must be an uncommon thing, because her parents were really surprised to see me. They were like, I also have been trying to be more ecological in bed. That's why I stopped using condoms. So apparently gonorrhea is eco-friendly. But yeah, I moved here for work. I work in the data field that has become a really sensitive matter in the last years. A lot of Dutch people came up to me and tell me, Diego, do you think AI will take over my job in 30 years? To be completely honest, I'm not even sure Amsterdam will afloat in 30 years. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, that's part of the issue with our generation. We focus on the wrong stuff. For example, the economical situation of our generation is bad. Actually, the economical situation of our generation is so bad, we are tiny jealous of Anne Frank because she got to live in a three-story apartment in downtown Amsterdam. I'm sorry, but she would have been a really mean land woman by now. But yeah, I also have been trying to raise awareness on the situation of the economical situation. That's why I make sure that when I speak with a woman, the only thing that is raising is inflation. And I also, you know, in the end, I think this may be a fucked up word. I may be a fucked up person, but in order to survive, we have to live together and love each other, not like my parents. Thanks for that. Was my time.